just 1 second. Gold is coming back down. I'm trying to go live on YouTube again. My bad, guys. Anyway, we're not missing anything. So, all right, perfect. Share screen again. Come back to this. All right, so gold, this is, you can see we've just gotten a live. So we need 2 1-minute candles to close below here. So the more, if gold keeps pumping up, so remember, you always need that validation. So that's for gold validated. EU, nothing on the 1 hour, nothing on the 4 hour time frame right here. 4 hour also validated this sell because actually no, it did not, because that's, I thought it was a break and continuation. So nothing on the 4 hour as well. US 30. So you can see what's happening on US 30 here. What's lining up for us? This is a possible test and rejection, but that's on the hourly time frame. So which means for us to enter that trade, we would have to wait for the next hourly candle. But we can go down to the 15-minute and 30-minute. So you guys can see here that we have a certain zone that's down here. So if that's not the 15, that might be the 30-minute. There you go. So we are possibly getting a test and rejection also on the 30-minute time frame. So this would be a trade setup for the 30-minute. However, I think it's going to be similar to all the other winning trades we've taken this week, where we have to wait for US 30 to come back down. So if this trade validates, of course, you ask yourself, if we are trading these double SARs here, how far away is my stop loss? So for example, if this 30-minute candle closes, and that's the same logic that happened on gold, and I want to make sure we don't miss gold. That's the same logic that happened on gold. If this candle closes here, yes, it's a valid test and rejection because it's a test of double SAR zone, double buy SAR zone, and then that's the rejection candle. Remember, the rejection candle does not have to come back and retest. So the second candle does not always have to give you a retest. In the perfect index or in the perfect setup, the second candle gives you a retest, but you don't always get that. So in this instance, if this trade closes here, this 30-minute candle closes here, I'm not going to enter that trade. I'm going to wait for this trade here, and then I'll drop down to the 1 minute, same way we've been doing for gold. So here for gold, this 1 minute candle looks like it's going to close here. So if this 1 minute candle closes, I still have to wait for the next 1 minute candle. So I'm not trading based off of this indicator, but it's good to see this sell showing up here because I know this zone, it's either like double SAR on the 15-minute or 30-minute. But for me to enter that trade, I need that confirmation. If this trade validates, I'll get in with, and I'll tell you guys when I'm getting in. I will get in with 0.75. Give me 1 second. Given it's Friday, man, and we've already had 6% win for this week, I don't want to do too much. So nothing is up there. So we know we have a bunch of sellers here. Fortunately, we do not have any order blocks around that zone. Okay, so let's wait and see how this candle closes. I'm trying to think of the risk. I'll enter with the normal 0.75% risk. It's fine. But this candle has to close below here. If it does not, then I am not entering that trade. So we have 1 minute left. It did not. It did close at the very last minute. So I am in the sell on gold right now. 0.75% risk.
Are you placing a trade now, correct?
Yeah, I'm in the sell with a 0.75% risk. So 30 pip stop loss and 60 pip TP for that particular trade. So this trade is not based off of the 1 minute. This is the 1 hour trade. So this is this trade I'm entering here, but the validation or the entry came up there to avoid manipulation. Anyway, so still, I'll remove it from here. All right, so let's see what we have for US 30. So US 30, we still have 11 minutes for this candle to close. So in the next 11 minutes, we just have to observe where this candle closes. The key thing here is that our stop loss is below these SARs that we are trading. That is the key thing right there. If the stop loss can't be below the SARs I'm trading, or you're trading, you have three decisions to make. Either enter in on impulse and be aware that you can get faked out, or use half lot size, half your risk, save your other half, or decide to wait for it. So for me, I just choose to be safer, and I choose to wait for the entry. So for me, I would want to buy US 30 somewhere down there. And there goes gold. So we'll just wait for that and see how that goes. Also, I think we have news at 10. If I'm
Yeah,
not
we have
wrong.
in 10 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, so we have consumer sentiment. So if this trade gets a 1:1, you go ahead and set break even. So I'm hoping that we get that break even before news. It's right there. So that's pretty much it. There's another thing I wanted to check right here.
Now, one more thing. How you identify the news? How you read the news?
Go to forexfactory.com. So if you go to Forex Factory, so the key thing is to look for red folder news. So if something says US dollar, it's going to affect anything US related, or should affect anything US related. So should affect gold, EU, US 30, NASDAQ, etc. So that's how you would interpret it.
Do you know I never clicked on one of those folders, and I finally did like
Yeah,
2 weeks ago, and I do it every day.
You
But
say
can
they
you
what?
tell us how it affects
Oh yeah. If you
the
click on the
sentiments and
folders,
everything?
yeah. So if you click on these folders here, it will tell you how it affects. So it says like actual greater than forecast is good for currency, etc. Personally, I don't want to say I don't care about news, but for me, if a trade is valid, most of the times, if depending on your strategy, you should think of news in a sense that it can push your price to TP as opposed to stop loss. The only issue with news sometimes, even though your strategy is spot on, you might get faked out and then price goes in your direction. So you always have to be on the lookout. I would say if you're entering, or if your entry comes like 5 minutes before news, then stay out of it. Like 5 minutes or 10 minutes before news, stay out of it, and then wait for like 5 minutes after news, or 10 minutes after news. And especially be wary of Friday. So as much as I'm trading, I normally don't trade today, but gold was a bit too nice or too good to stay away from. But I normally don't trade on Fridays. For the Friday trade, I normally try to trade or catch the trade on Thursday afternoon. So we have 8 more minutes for this as well.
And one more thing, like how can I reach you on Discord personally? Because I tried, I directly send a message to the Wising. Okay.
What did they tell you?
Yeah. Have you received something on my end?
I just saw you meet.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure like I'm reaching out to correct person.
Yeah. I normally don't, I try not to send messages first, because we've had instances of scammers who use my name and then they try to scam people. So I normally don't send people messages first.
Yeah, for sure. So we can discuss here for the indicators.
Yeah. So the thing, there's a thing I was testing with a breakout scanner. So one thing I'm testing with a breakout scanner, I know I normally tell you guys to use it on the 15-minute time frame, but when New York opens, like for me, if I'm bullish on US 30, I think I was looking at it yesterday. I haven't backtested it too much, but yesterday when we caught that win on US 30 as well, and the market has literally died. This is so just be aware that news is in 7 minutes. Volatility in the market is pretty much dead, so just be cautious of this trade. For me, I'm still going to hold on to it. But when the market volume dies like this, and I know we are already in profit, we are like, what, 10 pips in profit? I was hoping we get to 30 pips in profit so that we set break even. But just be aware that you can easily get wicked out right here if gold is going to manipulate price up. So just make a decision whether you want to hold with me or you can just secure. So keep in mind, if you've already made the 6% with me this week, there's no need to risk a lot. I actually wanted to go with half risk on this trade, but I actually, if I remembered we had news, maybe I would have. But anyway, I'll keep holding it. Where was I? On the breakout scanner. So I was thinking if we are bullish, for example, on US 30, and yesterday we caught the nice bullish move on US 30. If you go on the breakout scanner, so I know we normally use it on the 15-minute time frame, but by the time the 15-minute entry is coming in, it might not be around New York time. So for example, if we are looking for a breakout, we want to trade to catch that breakout, either the 5-minute or the 1-minute. So for example, right here today, what I would be looking, and probably not the 1-minute, so probably the 5-minute. Excuse me. So right here, what I would be looking for, since I'm bullish on US 30, I would probably try and find, I know this is still loading. I would probably try and find a buy on the 5-minute time frame, based off of the distance between where price is at and where the breakout would happen. That's like 100 pips or something. So we might not get it today, but it's just something to be on the lookout for, especially. So for example, let's assume we were bearish today on US 30, and let's assume this sell printed during, ideally after market open. So if I was if I was bearish on US 30, which I know we are not, but just an example, and this candle came during 9:35 a.m. So ideally 5 minutes or 10 minutes after New York open, that's something that I would be looking to also possibly take. But just an FYI, it's something I'm looking at, but price has to be in that breakout zone before New York open for me to consider taking anything. US 30. So this is what I want. I prefer, the ideal scenario is getting that retest on the second candle. I know it doesn't always happen, but keep in mind, this again is not a trade I would enter even though it closes. So it's just being patient.
I think it's gonna melt gold.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. I'm hoping we get a flash down. Or at the very least, we get to 1:1 before news. Yeah, so it's like, for me to, I'm expecting it to flash because this was so obvious. Like looking at it, even when I saw it, I was like, man, it's Friday and I've seen this like a good amount of times. And guys, keep in mind, most of the trades we've caught this week is during that quote unquote silver bullet time, right? During that 10 a.m. or 9:45 a.m. to like 10:15 a.m. time.
I
So
caught Nas today a little before that on the drop. I caught the pretty close to the eye.
yeah, 8:20.
But most of the trades, yes, they've been around 9:30, 10-ish.
Yeah. All right, we have three more minutes. Man, some of my prop firms are frozen. The period. Still holding. If this trade, whatever, if it hits TP or stop loss full, that should be it for the day. So this was there.
There is a news and in 40 seconds.
Yeah, so that's all we're waiting for.
Let's wait.
All right, guys.
You want to
Almost
try the
that
crosses
time.
method real quick with US 30 to see if it's gonna drop or see if there's a sell. Says news is coming, right?
Oh, yeah, but it's not like this kind of news. But for
Only
example,
major
here,
news?
yeah. So it would be like heavy news, but we can check it out. You guys let me know what's happening with gold because I am not. So here, the crosses, the last one was a buy. So pushed up. Yeah, so crosses, the only way I would use that is during, I mean, this, to me, this is not heavy news. This is, heavy news to me is like CPI, PPI, NFP. That's the heavy news for me. Let me see where I'm at in this trade. So that's a heavy news. So that's the way I would use that crosses. So I wouldn't use it for, and maybe on Thursday when we have the unemployment claims and other, other news around that 8:30 timeframe. But I wouldn't use that crosses direction on, I mean, you can, again, right, back testing. Let me actually not say I wouldn't use because I haven't back tested, but the times that I've back tested it, it's during CPI, PPI, and NFP. So these others like consumer, I've still noticed too that consumer sentiment, the one that they just released right now, it normally moves the market also quite a bit. But I think it's mostly manipulation because if you're catching that move, if you're trading in this direction, using the last signal on the crosses indicator, you normally want to catch a nice move like straight to TP or something. So for example, if our US 30 TP is normally 100 pips, so you want something that's pushing price pretty heavily. I think I just got stopped out. Did I? Yes. So I got stopped out of that trade. So expected. So just
me too.
minus 0.75. Now the way I would go about this one, if I wanted to re-enter, I don't think I'll re-enter. But if I had to re-enter instead of the 1 minute time frame, I would then go down to the 5 minute time frame and wait for the same thing. But here I do expect it to be a manipulative move. So there's the US 30 entry, but however, I said I'm not going to enter it because of the distance. So that's the decision you make. So the trade validated because this right here, this is a test. I think I need to start saving this as templates. I thought I saved it. It's fine. Test and rejection of a zone in the direction of. So that was the entry. So you had this candle that tested, this candle that rejected. So as much as the trade would be in profit, I wouldn't have entered. Personally, I wouldn't have entered it. It's right. It's all a game of probability. So if you think that you can survive such an entry, because what you're looking for here you always want this stop loss to be below the SARs you're trading. So if your stop loss is not below the SARs you're trading, right, you have those three decisions to make. Are you going to take the risk? Are you going to wait? Are you going to, at the very least here, you could have used half the lot size. But anyway, for me, still, it's not a trade I would have taken. But since the trade is still valid, so long as this trade does not go, if this trade goes straight to full TP, I'm not going to wait for it. Now, if this trade does not go to full TP, I'll wait for the same trade here, and I'll go down to the 1 minute time frame and see if I can get an entry. With gold, so gold has already broken above all these zones, even on the 30 minute and 15 minute. So if we go back to the 30 minute and extend our SARs here, I don't think there's any other zone above where gold is. So this is a single SAR. I don't trade single SARs. On the 15-minute time frame, there's no double SAR. Wait a minute, just a second. This is 1930, 19. No, that's too far. 1928, 521, 1927. So this here is 1. This is a double SAR here. So that's a potential test and rejection in the future on the 15-minute time frame. But again, on gold, I'll just let gold do what it does. This one, if this trade does not go straight to full TP, or for example, would not have hit full TP, like for example, go to the whole 100 pips. If US 30 retraces, I will wait for this US 30 trade down here. So I'll stay on for maybe 30 more minutes to see if we can get a trade. But for right now, this unfortunately is minus 0.75 for the day. EU as well, nothing really. Yeah, so I don't see, given that it's also Friday, I think I'll just hold on that. So the only one I can think of is this US 31. But other than that, even for gold.
Can you see on that US 30, there is like a big gap on that was made at the news. If you go on 1 minute, maybe depending on the broker, you can't see it, but like, yeah, there was
on the 1 minute.
Yeah. Like,
okay. I understand. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm sure that the price, you can't see that. You are, or on Owanda, there's not, they are
Isn't
not
it
showing.
this one?
Yeah. Like on FTMO, you can see that there's the big gap.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, I see there's a gap there too. I'm hoping it comes down and comes somewhere around here. So let me stay on the 1 minute for now. But if US 30 comes down, and given like again the day of the week, if US 30 comes back down, I think that will be it. If it comes back down, I think it will drop further and further. That's just my thinking. I think it will drop further and further, and then recover on Sunday. So, but anyway, let me see if it comes back down, and I'll wait for the live SAR. Yeah, so gold, so that's the importance of having a stop loss, and it's only like a 0.75% risk, so it's not anything major. It's not anything that would mess with your account. So that's why for me, I let my stop loss hit, and then I just re-strategize and wait for an entry.
I think you were right, like not on trading on Friday. Me too, I was like, even when I was back testing on my back test, like most of my loss were on Monday and Friday.
Yep.
Even live trading, most of my loss are on Monday and Friday. I was thinking about stopping trading on these days because it's not profitable for me these days.
Yep. And the
I
worst
took-
thing is like on a Friday, if you go on a spiral and you revenge trades, like you can
Yeah.
easily blow an account on a Friday.
Yeah, look, that US30 is coming back on the gap that I was telling you.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, so it's entering that gap. It's at 50% of the gap. So for me, I want to wait for it right here, if possible.
Yeah, there is, I don't know if you see on the like, there is a SLR.
Where on the 1 minute?
Yeah, on the 1 minute. Yeah, but I'm not using the same. Yeah, I'm using another broker on TradingView. I'm using Pepperstone.
But but are you talking about the live SAR?
Yeah,
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 but
yeah.
I wouldn't use this because it's already been validated up here. So I would wait for another one to be validated, another SAR to be created. Because this one has already gone for, this is the 10th minute. So as much as it aligns with when the gap is being filled, for me personally, and because I'm keeping in mind that for that trade that I'm looking for, it's on the, what was it, 15-minute time frame. So I still need this. These are my SARs right here on the 15 minutes. So I need my stop loss to be here. So I'm hoping we get something like this. And then we get a buy SAR here on the 1 minute, and then it does this. But it might not come back down. Also, if it comes back down here, they might just fake it out and sell US30 and then recover at like 2
Yeah,
p.m. or
I don't think it's
something.
gonna go back up if it comes down. I think that was the buy on it right there.
Yep. Yeah. So let's see how this
But
closes.
we could both be wrong.
Right. US30 is the savior, man. I love it. I love it. But as Desire said, Friday.
All my money came from Nas today. I'm in the sell on it right now still.
Oh, NASDAQ. From the top, like how US30 dropped.
I should have held it, but it's Friday, so I trailed it. I got stopped out, but I got a validation, so I just scaled back in real quick. Trying to take it to the low of the week.
Let's see.
Livy, did you finish your challenge or not yet?
Still in it, man. Still in it. A lot of it has to do with me looking at these charts too much. So I'm trying to make myself not look at the chart now till 9, and I've recovered. I had went back under by 5%. So now I'm back down to I'm only under by 2% now. No, actually, yeah, 2%.
Yeah, great.
Oh, I was looking. No, that went back. See, slow but sure, it's coming down. But if it's coming down, see, I should just close out gold and just focus on this one. So that one closed out. Nice. So it filled that gap and closed below that gap. Mm. just a little further. So I want to see some rejection in this. I don't know, what was it? I think it was a 15-minute. I want to see some rejection there. And then live SAR. But for this one, I might just, if I take this one, I won't use 0.75, I'll use 0.375, so that if it wins, it gives me back the 0.75. I don't feel like taking another 0.75% risk. And I think it's actually also coming back. If you look at the 15-minute time frame, if you go to the 15-minute time frame, it's actually going to where we bought yesterday. So it's because this is where we entered the buy yesterday on US 30. So it's going back to that zone. But also this structure right here, this is big possibility right here. But anyway, let's see what it does on the 1 minute. Because keep in mind, it can keep dropping here for the rest of the time and then give the 1 minute entry down here. So let's just see what it does around this zone. So I'll stick to the 15-minute for now. So I actually want it to keep dropping and dropping and dropping, hopefully complete structure somewhere around here or here. And then on the 1 minute, get that SCR buy on the 1 minute somewhere below here. Let me guess, gold is dropping. No. No, not looking at gold. So let's see when it gives that 1 minute live SAR.
Tell me, I had a quick question. Do you still use ES?
Yes, I do.
Do you still use Access EA?
Yeah. I use it in some of my personal accounts. I don't use it like on challenges or anything. What I do buy or sell only, depending on my daily bias right there. So this whole time, even on those personal accounts, the EA is only set to sales only. So I use this daily bias, and then I switch buy or sell only depending on whatever direction that is. You can use the 4 hour, but the thing with the 4 hour, you have to switch it every so often. So yeah, but I just choose to trade in one direction only. And that has been very profitable.
Like you put it on what? On 1 minute, 5 minutes?
It depends. So I have his, and then I have you guys remember there's one that I'd created way back, and then there's the one that I'm trying to create that's so simple. It just so whether it's on the, I don't like trading on the 1 minute. So do anything from the 5 minute to the 15 minute, and then you want to make sure you can survive. If you are using it on if I remember when I used to use it on challenges, make sure you can survive like at least a $15 move on gold. So if you've set buys only or sells only, yeah, make sure you can survive a $15 move on gold. Try to turn it on. Don't turn it on. The people who turn it on, like, or who turn his on, in the beginning of Asia, those are the people who trade consolidation. I don't trade consolidation using EAs, because you are literally hoping that whatever instrument you're trading consolidates. So knowing what I know with all of the indicators I have and the price action knowledge that I have better probability of telling you where gold is headed than better probability of me telling you that gold is going to consolidate today. So if you turn it on, let's say mid at the beginning of Asia, and even though your bias is for a sell, gold can retrace up, or whatever asset you're trading can retrace up that whole time, beginning of Asia through London, and by the time you're getting to London, you've already reached your drawdown or your equity stop. But if you turn it on, you can turn it on like London, because with like what we trade using our bias, we need a lot of volatility. We don't need consolidation. So you guys remember when I told you guys, like the kryptonite to my indicators or anything is consolidating markets and lack of volatility. So even if you want to use our strategies with, for example, his EA, I wouldn't advise you to turn it on anytime Asia session. So I would still stick to what I normally say. Don't trade 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So whether you're using an EA to trade direction-wise, don't turn on the EA during those times. And don't do it on the 1 minute as well, unless you're using pretty low lot sizes. So for me on a personal account, the way I'm running is like, I don't care about a $20 move. I just care that I'm trading in my direction. And even in my personal accounts, like I'm not even like, even right now I'm in sales. The first sell that was taken, I think it took right here. So, and this is not on his, this is on mine, but it would be this almost the similar entries. But if I'd turned it on in Asia, my first sell would be somewhere down here. So you can see the difference. My bad, this is the 1 minute entry. If I'd turned it on in Asia, my first sell would have been somewhere, yeah, all the way here. So you can see my first sell would have been somewhere here. So you can see the drawdown I'm avoiding by choosing to turn it on, say, sometime London, after London or mid London or something. So somewhere around here. But for mine, I think the first entry, because it's a Friday, I turned it on like at 6 a.m. or something. Yeah, but I would say, I mean, there are people who have luck or not luck, who are good at trading it in consolidating. But for me, knowing what I know now, I would rather just trade in one direction only. Okay, so this is what I want to see. I want to see rejection from this zone. So it rejected from that double SAR zone on the 15-minute, and we are getting that by momentum as well. But still, right, if for me to enter this trade, look at where my stop loss would be. So my stop loss still would not be below this. So I'm still hoping US 30 comes back down. I'll hang on for like 9 more minutes. If this closes, again, this would be a red flag because stop loss is not where I would want it to be. So anyway, let's wait for it because it might not actually close. So let's wait for it. So my best case scenario is to get an entry somewhere here. Where else could this be going? Now, if it's doing this, the next thing I'd be curious about, it might create a daily buy SAR. That's another thing it might do here. Okay, so we have a break. If we get that closure, look at this. This is, I wanna avoid this. So I had said I will take it with what, half of 0.75. So half of 0.75 is 0.375. What's half of 0.375? 0.375 divided by 2, 0.1875. Okay, give me 1 second. Divide by 2, 375. So 375. I will enter this with 0.1875 risk. So that's 375. I know that's a crazy number. That's $375 on a 200K account. So that's what I'm risking, $375. So that if I lose this trade, then it won't be, even overall, I won't be down that much. So I am entering the buy on US 30 now. So I got filled in somewhere here. So we'll see if this, so that's 0.1875. So that's 375 on a 200K account. On a 100K account, that's what, 150, 175 or something. Now, if that goes away, or if this trade hits stop loss as well, that will be it for the day and would only be down like 0.9%. So, which is not bad. So always proper risk management. Better to save and not over leverage. And best case scenario, if this trade hits TP, we gain 0.375 and we'll just be down for the day, like what, 0.4 or 0.5. So we'll see. So I don't think I'll scale in as well for this trade. I'll just hold on that 0.18%. My charts are frozen. I need to update my computer. Let me see.
So bro, can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so for US 30, which entry did you take yesterday? Was it this one? The one on the 1 minute on the left?
US 30 yesterday, it was similar to this. It was a 30-minute entry. It validated, so it's ideally what we're doing today. It validated on the 30-minute, but because the entry was so far away from the SARs we were trading, we went down to the 1 minute. So same thing that happened here, because this trade validated on the 15-minute time frame. The entry was so far away, so we came down to the 1 minute.
So you can validate on, wait, so if it validates on the 15-minute, doesn't that mean it should validate on the 30-minute? Or no?
No. So it's like saying if a trade validates on the 4 hour, it validates on the 1 hour. Because what do you mean by validation? So remember, my entries are always double SAR. So based off of what you're saying that if there's a double SAR on the 4 hour, there's also a double SAR on the 1 hour, which is not the case.
Oh yeah. So you know, on the 1 minute, when you say it has to close 2 candle closures above the live SAR, you know, that this one on the left, just the previous SAR, yeah, the candles closed much higher. So how you wouldn't enter that, right? Or how would you look at the candles?
Well, at this point we were not on the 1 minute, so at this point we were on the 15-minute. So this is when this time frame right here, this is the validation that came on the 15 minutes. So we were not on the 1 minute at this point.
Yeah.
So we only came down to the 1 minute around this time zone right here, because we were expecting, or we were waiting for this retracement back down. So by this point, we were not looking at the 1 minute. By this point in time, we were looking at the 15-minute time frame.
Oh. So what's it called? With the SAR strategy, can you use it like in opposite direction? Let's say on the daily, like we know we're bullish on US 30. So if you want to take, let's just say you want to take a sell in the opposite direction, do you do that, or do you just focus on one direction? So just the
you can. You can. I mean, you can if you if you can handle, if you can be able to distinguish, to find trades, to find both trades, sure. Because here, this is a sell right here. There's sell entries right here. Yeah. So it depends on if you're able to distinguish that. I might be getting stopped out. We'll see. No, I'm still in it. Yeah. So you can take both. For me, I just trade in one direction only. So I don't trade both buys and sells. I find my bias and that's it. That's what works for me. But you can take trades in both directions if you want, or if you're able to.
So just for example, let's just say okay, US 30. Let's just say right now when you had the gold entry that went, of course, because of the move to the upside. But let's just say before news at just before the first red folder news that came out, there was the sell on gold it validated, isn't it?
Yes, it did.
Yeah. So let's just say you could have been in a reversal and in a SAR sell, right? You could have done both.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yep. Unless a miracle happens here and US 30 shoots up, I might get stopped out of this. So
But
fingers crossed for a miracle. Huh?
Didn't it validate the US 30 buy they just took?
Oh no, yeah, it validated.
Of course, it's not like every single trade is going to hit PP, but what was it that took it down? Is it maybe because it just is Friday, or?
Well, yeah, that's a red flag, right? To trade on Fridays. Yeah. So it doesn't have to be Friday. It can be a lot of things, but yeah, Friday, you expect manipulation, or also you expect liquidity to die down, because you have to keep in mind the traders in Asia are closed. So they're done for the weekend. So you have that liquidity, even London. I think London is closing shortly as well. So you have those people that are pulling trades out of the market. So what do you expect? So you expect the market liquidity to die down and just trade or trend to one direction. So more than likely, it's not going to trend in the direction that it would trend to in an actual trading day that's not at the end of the week.
Yeah. Crazy. Another thing is next week is FOMC. So let's just say Monday, Tuesday, most likely there will be like there will be some sort of like move, isn't it?
It depends on what FOMC is there. Yeah, so I would say Tuesday, not really Monday. Monday, Tuesday, Monday will probably be a dead day, maybe consolidating or trending. But yeah, it will probably just go in one direction or trap both sides Monday and Tuesday.
From thing, what's it called? What did they say for the yearly? I think the end of the year they said that gold is likely to. I think you said it as well, isn't it? You said it's gonna go to 2,000.
No. I said US 30 will create a new all-time high and will create a yearly high between now and December. So I don't know about
Oh,
gold.
yeah.
I haven't backtested gold for the last X amount
Yeah.
of years.
Your funds rate, I think, usually pumps it. So I mean, it depends. Is this the 8th FOMC of the year?
Maybe. I think there's
think
what,
so.
one every month. So 8th, 9th, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
This was the 30-minute double SAR. So you can see this is holding right there. So this is perfect. And you guys saw in the 1 minute, we got that buy. So I'm hoping this thing pumps up, you know. Hoping this, we get a pump. So if we get, what am I looking at? Is that the 5 minute? So we already see this. So this is the 30-minute. When does this 30-minute close? It closes in 24 minutes. And this is the key thing. When I tell you guys, I like my stop loss being below those zones, that is the key thing. That is the key thing right there. It can make that decision between fake out and TP. I mean, we're not yet out of the woods, but I like this price action. Similar to what happened yesterday when we are getting that rejection from the buy zone. You guys remember the winning trade yesterday came to like 60% drawdown, and then we got that rejection. And I think this is the same zone we traded yesterday, and then we got that buy signal. So I'm hoping we get that reversal back up.
Desire, do you have a question?
No, it wasn't a question. It was just like something I wanted to share that I've noticed. You know, you said that you use some smart money concept as you are trading, and there is something that I use often, which works like, I don't know how, 80%. Did you see that on 1 minute these double top, like these equal lows? Can you see them?
Me?
What, this one's?
Yeah. Did you see like how price took them, and now maybe price is shifting now. Yeah, it's like this works like most of the time. Like it went for liquidity for people who put their stop loss just below these lows.
Like us.
Yeah.
We survive. Man.
Yeah, and after most of the time it shifts, and this happens like in all time frames. Like this is thing that I've been focusing on, like these 2 last years, understanding how institutional trade. So it's like price always moves from liquidity to liquidity, or from liquidity to imbalance. Like most of the times, it's always like this. Like most of the time when I see equal lows like this or equal highs, or I wait for the price to get that liquidity, and after if I can have like an SAR, a live SAR, I can enter then. Yeah. That's-
Man, we already gave them the liquidity. They need to now move away from us, man. It's like it's like, oh my goodness. Yeah, that's why, man, I like my stop loss just below. I don't take the risk of just entering without my stop loss below my SARs, man, because
Yeah, and also there's something that most people who trade forgot, is that we are just retail traders. Enfin, not
Yep.
retail traders, but we are just small traders.
Yeah,
And in this game, all these institutional, they know how small traders like us trade. They know that we know.
And they know that there are those people who trade on Fridays. Man, I'm
Yeah.
even going to the 1 second time frame. I just want this to go back in the agreement. Yo, if we get back this one, man, I'm not trading on Fridays, man. Fridays is like the issue with Fridays. Sometimes you can, I mean, nowadays I'm good because I'm managing risk, but way back when I used to over leverage, it's like maybe I'll be up 2% for the week, and then on Friday I go hard, I lose my 2%, and then I dig myself into a hole, and then I'm like, God, if only I'd waited for Monday.
Yeah. That's the game. It's like you remember what you said, like when you started trading, it seems like somebody was watching you where you are putting your stop loss.
Yeah. It's like they're watching you, they're like, okay, he's in. They take you out, and then that's it. Or maybe the one time you choose not to put a stop, like every time you put a stop loss, you're faked out, and then price comes back in your direction. And then the next time you're like, I am now putting a stop loss. That one day that you didn't put a stop loss, the trade will never come back. Yeah. Like that's why nowadays I just stick to having us, like I'm like, I don't care whether the trade is going to come back or not. Like this is what I'm willing to lose. Like if you guys were to look at all of the trades I've taken, every trade literally has a TP or stop loss. Because the one day I know, like for a fact, the one day that I won't put a stop loss, that's the one day price is not going to come back. And I'm like, why am I doing? And then I was like, okay, maybe I was just trying to make $100 more. And then I enter with like 100 lot. And then I'm like $50 profit minus 100 minus 500 comes back almost at break. And then you're like, okay, if it gets back to break even, I'll close it at that point. That thing never comes back to break even. Oh,
Yeah, I think stop loss is like the most important thing, like the most basic, the most, yeah, for people who start trading, it's like one of the things that they must think about at all
yeah.
time, you know.
Yeah, I wish I'd whatever internalized that when I first started trading, because man, that hope, and then seeing your back, and then you're like, if I had let it hit stop loss, I would have only lost 300, 400. But right now I'm like 3,000, 4,000 in drawdown. It's like four times what your risk was. You're like, why? You feel so bad about yourself. It's like what is wrong with you? Ah. And like I told you guys yesterday, the one time I was using EAs, and I just wanted like 50 cents more to hit TP. And I was like, I just need 50 cents and I'm done. When I tell you that instrument reversed for the next 2 or 3 months, and I came close to blowing my account, I think it was like a $3,000 account, only for like 50 cents. Oh my God. Oh man, the things I've gone through. Like EA is working perfectly in demo, but the one time you start your challenge, equity stop. Oh my God. Oh man, this journey, man. Sometimes I'd be sitting by myself and I start laughing. I'm like, I remember I'm the one who got Audrey into the EA game, man. Audrey, we used to you couldn't sleep well when the EA is on.
Damn.
By the time you're going to sleep, you're like $2,000 in drawdown. So you're trying to see how you can recover it. I used to put my phone, it's like do not sleep. I was like, if I cannot sleep, my phone is not gonna sleep. And then I just end up passing out. By the time I'm waking up, my phone is so hot, and then I'm like almost at my equity stop. Oh man, dude. Like nowadays, even with the year, like what I'm telling you, desire, it's like if you trade directionally, as much as sometimes you might hit drawdown, depending on when you turn it on, the amount of times you hit drawdown are fewer than the amount of times somebody who's just hoping for a consolidation will hit drawdown.
Yeah. Yeah, this year thing I don't know, I can't even count the number of account that the challenge that I brought trying to with this year. I tried all the set files. I tried everything. No, seriously, I was thinking that how is it possible that everyone in the Discord is making money, passing challenges, and I've been trying that on demo. It's working, and I put a challenge 3 days, and yeah, that's why at the end I said to myself, you know what? You can't count on the EAs. I must trade for my own.
Yep.
I must manually, and I must take. When you're using an EA, it's like it's not depending on you. It depends on the market. It depends on a lot of things. But
I remember design in design was like, how comes everybody's making money? Dude, I'd be like, let people not fool you, man. Like, when you go to that's why for me I focus on myself, man. Because if you start seeing it's like everybody's doing this, and then you go heavy, that day you chose to go heavy, man. That's the day the market is like, welcome. Let me show you something. And then you hit where best case scenario, you don't blow your account, you just hit your equity stop, which is probably like 3%. And then it's like before New York session, your mentality psychology is trash. You come here, you trade, you over leverage, you're like, okay, 100 lot US 30. Let me just make back the 3K. It's like I'll close at 500, take another 100 lot, 500. Yo, you put that 100 lot, the death candle comes in. Oh my God. Now you've messed up the EA, yourself, everybody, the account. I remember I once blew 2 accounts on a Friday. I think it was equity stuff that got triggered. During New York, I was like, F this, I'm going in. I went in heavy, blew the account, got online, bought another challenge. I was like, this is it. I need now to make it. I'm passing this one. Went in heavy, blew that account as well. I was like, man. Yeah.
How big were those accounts? 100K or 10K?
Yeah, for me, I deal with 100K accounts, so you can imagine what I was losing, man. Yeah, I was like, the amount of accounts I've blown, like, because for me, I was mostly doing MFF after I got maxed out with FTMO. I was like, I had blown so many accounts, like when MFF started, and then they brought out the new dashboard, and I was like, okay, I'm starting from fresh now. Like, I was like, I don't have to see all these accounts that are blown. So you're like, I'm starting from fresh. Yo, in that one that I'm starting on fresh in the new dashboard, those accounts were just piling up. It's like, yeah.
Oh, my man.
Yeah,
And
this trader job is like one of the most difficult and easiest way to make money.
yeah, before trading will give you that money. And that's why I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday. I was telling them, yo, nowadays I'm taking it easy. I don't care. Like for me, I know I'm not gonna make money in trading in the next year, the next 2 years, but like in year 3 from now, year 4, because if you study all these people, and I know most of them make money from, or they've gotten their money from selling their courses or whatever, but a good amount of these people, they make it after like 4 years, 5 years or something. You know, people like Swaggy C, people like that Kimmel guy that I showed you guys that I like Kimmel, Raphael Kimmel. He's pretty nice, and for me, I like honest people, man. So I don't like people who are just like, okay, have a course for 300. I mean, it's fine, but I like people who are like, you can tell that the person is honest, you can tell the person is taking. So this guy, Kimmel Trading, like the way he analyzes, I mean, I don't look at his market analysis or whatever. I know he uses ICT concepts, but when the things he talks about, I'm like, I can relate to it. Because I think for him too, he's been trading for like 4 years or something, and he became profitable like in year 3 or year 4. So I'm like, hey, I'll take it just a step at a time.
Yeah, that's yeah. It's depending on expectation.
Yeah.
That's what I was telling to one of my friend who is starting to learn trading, and that's the message I put on the Discord last I think it was yesterday. He
Yeah.
asked me how much he can make. How can he put a target? I said, you can't put a target like you want 1,000, 2,000 a month. No, it only your job is to stick on your strategy, and
Yep.
your strategy to money. That's the thing, yeah. And also it depends on expectation. I know for myself that when I started, I didn't have good expectation because it depends on how people. Because I started like you with all these marketing MLM business, like
Yep.
come to trading, learn how to trade, and you can bring people, etc., etc. And that's how I started. So they were telling me, yeah, if you want, you can make 1 million, 2 million. You know why? No, seriously, my first year of trading, my goal was to make 1 million. And I was very serious about that. I told you like 3 months after that I started trading, I stopped working. I quit my job. I said that I'm going for trading, and I'm going to make millions. But I'm still here.
Dude, man, I feel you. I'm wait, do you guys see slippage? Because my trade is still running on FTMO.
What about now?
I'm still in.
Not anymore. I think it's hit
No,
stop loss.
I am still in the trade. This is, man, this, but I guess it's gonna drop. Yeah, like my FTMO, the trade is right here. And there it is. I mean, I know I know I'm gonna get stopped up because that's like latency or something. Anyway, that should be it for the day. What was that? So that was 0.18 something, 1875. What's half of 0.375?
Still up
Yeah,
on
now you guys can see the the Friday trading, man. It's not really worth it as much, especially if you're up for the week already. Plus 0.75, 0.94, 0.94. Anyway, that should be it. I am down just that. Literally let everything hit stop loss. And sorry, we'll catch. I'm pretty sure we'll catch trades next week. We just have to be cautious of Friday. Man, if it wasn't for that gold validating, I wasn't gonna trade today. Because if this gold did not validate right here, like this test and rejection right here, I wouldn't have been looking for a trade today. But take this. Yeah, man, those expectations, I feel you. Like you see all those people, it's like, oh, millionaire, whatever. Dude, for you to become a millionaire in trading, you gotta be something. Like just by trading itself, you either have to be in the game for like, I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible. It is possible, but for you to literally say that I traded this account and became a millionaire, like most of those people you'll find, if they actually did that, they've probably been trading for like 15 years or 20 years or something.
Wow.
But somebody who's been trading for 5 years and then they're not selling a course or selling any service, because I like right now, if I were to sell a course and sell for $500, and let's say 1,000 people or even 500 people buy it, that's 250K. If you give me a 250K live account right now, I can literally close my eyes and buy US 30 for like 100 lots, and then I make 50K or something. So for you to find somebody who's literally made millions only from trading, it's like they either have to have been in the game for a while, which is most of the case, or most of the cases.
Yeah. Something I've noticed also, because it's like when you are in your mindset, you're like you need to trade for your living. You're not going to trade well, because you're gonna have like a lot of pressure on you. I
Yep.
used to be like that. Like I need to make this because I must pay the rent, I must pay this, I must
Yep.
pay that. And I couldn't even sleep for weeks. I couldn't sleep. But yeah, I think like the more you don't give a fuck, the more you can. No,
Dude,
yeah,
I
it's
feel
true.
you, man.
It's like if you have income, other source of income, and yeah, you can make a lot of money if you don't care about losing the money you are trading. So,
Bruh, that is facts, man. I have this friend of mine. When I tell you she literally passes like a challenge in a day, yo, and she'll do like she'll go heavy lots, like 10 lot on 100K account, and she passes real quick. And this is right trading. It's like, and I'm like, don't you have any emotion? Because for you to enter a 10 lot on gold on 100K account, it means that if gold just goes up against you by $5, account is blown. But you're right. The people who don't give a shit, yo, they do well in trading. They do well in trading. But for me, man, well, it's not like I don't give a shit. There's a difference between not giving a shit and just being and using proper risk or whatnot. But because for me, I know, excuse me, if I enter with a 10 lot, I'm not gonna have a stop loss. I know myself, because if I enter with a 10 lot and I have like a 20 pip stop, I know that's minus $2,000 right there, which means I still have 3. So for me, I know myself. If I enter with a 10 lot on a 100K account, I know I'm not gonna put a stop loss. So what that's gonna do is that one time I'll enter the 10 lot and the gold is going to tell me, give me 1 second. It goes opposite, and I end up losing my account. So yeah, but you're right. The people who don't really care or have those emotions, they do pretty well in trading.
This is true.
Which is why normally sometimes I'd be saying, yo, you probably just need to take some tequila before you start trading. Like, I'm pretty sure even though you are lit, or for the people who drink, if you trade when you're drunk, you can probably pass a challenge just like that. Because you won't be feeling anything. And even at that point, your analysis, that's when you'll be choosing to go to see, that's when you'll be seeing the trades so clearly. You see, this is it. You enter. Dude, I am not kidding, but you might just become an alcoholic doing that. So
did you test that?
I haven't tested it, but because by the time I'm even trying to drink, it's already, for me, if I drink, if I drink, I do it over the weekend. So by that time the market is closed. But if I was those people who drink weekly, dude, I would be coming to this live session late, and I'm like, we are passing today. We are passing today. I kid you not. You can if I would do that, I'm pretty sure I would be like having heavy returns. But for me, it's not worth it, man. You'd be making money to go and use at the hospital. Yeah. But you guys can see that structure right there. So anyway, that's it. That should be it. What gold is doing here? What's happening on a larger time? Because I was thinking a head and shoulder, but it's too early. And you see where it's coming here. We have some sellers here on the hourly. We have resistance right there. But anyway, till next week. So hopefully we'll get that. I don't think there's that's the hourly 4 hour. Yeah, I don't think I have any other double SARs on the hourly or 4 hour on gold. On the 30-minute, I don't think there's any like above where price is. So we'll see what the market gives us next week. Unless we haven't given back to the market what we made this week. So that's what matters. So long as you're ending your week in profit, the best we can do from this lesson is, hey, next time on a Friday, man, at the very least, even use lower risk than what we were using today. This wasn't a double. So at this point, unless gold shoots all the way to 1940, this is still the last zone for sellers to hop in on gold. And this would have to be like a break and continuation entry. But anyway, I'm not going to trade until Monday. Any last questions from anyone?
Okay, one more thing. So, bro, when you said the 10 lot, if you use 10 lot, 20 lot, 30 lot, 100 lot, that's the thing. If you're using big lots, that means you're, like you said, when you say the likelihood of the trade has to be like 90%, has to be, or else you're gonna lose, like you're gonna blow your account. So that means anyone that's doing that has to have, like, you have to be absolutely sure.
Yeah, absolutely sure. You just don't have emotions, or you don't give as Desire said. either one of those things. But also what I've noticed, it's better in a ranging market, because worst case, because these people they don't use a stop loss. So you're just using that mental. For me, I know myself. If I use my mental stop loss, I won't pay attention to it. So for those people, it's mostly either you're literally catching the bottom or the top, or you trade in ranging market. If you think about it, if you use a 10 lot, you just need 8 winning trades or like 5 winning trades, depending on the volatility, and you're done with your first phase. But for me, the pressure I would be on, oh my God. The heart would just be beating and beating. Yeah, there are people who are able to do that. And for me, the other thing, like once I'm done trading, one thing I hate is looking at my phone the whole time. Like if I'm in a trade, I'm looking at, like, why am I looking at my phone? So I don't want to do that. Yeah. So if I enter 10 lot, I know all I'm going to be doing is this every time, looking at my phone. And for me, like I stopped that habit way back. So yes, I can make a lot of money, but what is the point? There are other ways to make money. I can go rob a bank or something if I want to make money. So I don't have to be like literally, like that's what I was thinking about yesterday. If my goal for trading is to make money, and I know that trading, for me to make the amount of money I'm thinking in trading, I have to be over leveraging, over risking, and all of that. I might as well go do something. I can go like the people who work in oil rigs or something. They make a ton of money. I can go do something else that's going to pay me. I can be an escort in Dubai or something. Like there's a lot of ways you can make money. So if you come to trading wanting to make money, sure, but I think the people who make nice, consistent money over time is the people who take time to learn. Because for me, like right now, I'm mentally prepared that I know in this year, sure, I'm making money, but of course, as Desire said, maybe not the level of money I would be wanting to make. But I know that in this year, I'm not going to make that money. in next year, I'm not going to make that money. Then year after, maybe I'm not going to be there yet. But if I can sacrifice 2 years and just be stagnant where I'm at right now, and just use those 2 years to learn everything I can about the market, like literally, if somebody were to tell you, okay, just sacrifice 2 years of your life and just stay, I don't know, stay somewhere that's way below your means, for example, and after those 2 years are done, hey, for the rest of your life, you'll be living in a 20-bedroom mansion. Who wouldn't do that? You know what I mean? So 2 years might seem like a long time. And literally, I just started this community 6 months ago, and it's almost the end of the year. So 2 years might seem like a long time, but in trading, 2 years is not a long time. So if you can use those 2 years to literally prep yourself and learn everything you can learn in the market and get to a point where you've controlled greed, fear, FOMO, everything, that you're not dealing with things that beginner traders deal with, dude, after the second year, after the third year, you'll just be coming in here, entering a trade, fully in profit, entering a trade. You know, I mean, Discords where you see somebody pass a challenge in 1 day or 2 days, and you know, they tell you, oh, I've been doing this for 7 years, I've been doing this for 8 years. So that's the level you want to get to, if you ask me.
That's true. When you're doing big lots with challenges, that's the, like you said, the hard. This is where the real test is.
Yes.
Because on a personal account, I mean, of course, it's still gonna play maybe with your emotions. Like you might close it out early because there's a lot of risk. But I think on a challenge to do like 100 lots is crazy. I don't know how someone could do that.
Oh yeah, I used to, and I was passing. You know, Audrey and I were passing a challenge in 1 day, but you know, because what that does, you start building. You know, you also want to be careful about the habits you're building, because if you build a habit of over risking, over leveraging, even if you're funded, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden you're going to stop that. You will still be doing that. So that's what you want to make sure that you're building habits early, and you're building good habits. And it might take you a while, but you know, at the end of the day, it's all going to be worth it.
That's true. That's true, bro. You're right. All right, bro. Next week.
All right, man. See you guys next week. Have a good weekend.
All right, bro.
All right.